On the night of July 9th, a fire broke out in a house in one of the neighborhoods in the city of Indiana. Firefighters rushed to the scene and managed to contain and extinguish the flames, preventing them from spreading to neighboring houses. The calm weather that night, with no wind and moderate temperatures, aided them in their efforts. The house belonged to a 38-year-old divorced woman named Linda. As is customary in fire incidents, the police were present. Once the firefighters extinguished the flames, the police, led by the chief of the police department, entered the debris and discovered a woman's body. It appeared that she had died from smoke inhalation, although the fire hadn't reached her. The body was identified as Linda's. The body was taken to the morgue, and as the police continued their search among the ashes for the cause of the fire, the chief of the firefighting team hinted that the fire might have been intentional. However, confirming this required evidence. Among the items found in the debris was a red lighter, a regular lighter discovered in a place untouched by the fire. The chief took it and kept it with other belongings. While the team continued digging, the chief went to the morgue. The forensic doctor, examining the body, found marks on the victim's neck indicating that she hadn't died from smoke inhalation, but had been strangled to death. There were signs of resistance, and the doctor discovered evidence of possible sexual assault. The chief requested the forensic doctor to collect skin remains from under the victim's fingernails for further analysis in the police forensic laboratory. In that Indiana neighborhood, investigators gathered as much information as possible about the victim, her relationships, and the people who frequented her residence. They learned that a man named Adrian, who worked at the train station, was a frequent visitor. On the morning following the Indiana fire, an investigator went to the train station. There was no difficulty in locating Adrian, and he was brought to the police station, where 3 investigators surrounded him with questions about his movements before and after the fire and his relationship with the woman. The man, approaching 50, confessed to having a romantic relationship with the victim for over a year. He also admitted to having a quarrel with her over her involvement in prostitution. He claimed that his colleagues at work had taunted him about it, so he decided to kill her as revenge for his dignity. He confessed to strangling her to death. The investigators quickly obtained the killer's confession. The chief approached Adrian and asked him to describe how he had strangled her. Adrian replied that he approached her from behind, grabbed her neck with his hands, and didn't let go until she passed away. For the chief, Adrian's statement seemed illogical. He asked one of the investigators to bring Adrian to his office. After a few minutes, Adrian and the chief were alone in the office. The chief asked Adrian to sit down and tell the truth, assuring him of safety. Adrian admitted that he didn't kill Linda, but confessed because the pressure of the investigators' questions was intense, and he wanted relief by confessing to being the killer. The chief saw Adrian as innocent of Linda's murder. The man had no marks on his face, neck, or hands. However, the autopsy confirmed that the woman had resisted her attacker, and the killer would likely bear some evidence of that resistance. Investigators learned from a neighbor that the victim occasionally hosted her ex-husband, a homeless man addicted to strong drugs. Unable to locate him, instructions were issued to search for homeless individuals in the area. At that moment, the chief and 2 investigators went to the location. The man was leaning against the wall of an old building having a meal. They surprised him while he was fully conscious. The chief informed him that they were from the police and proceeded to conduct a physical search. The chief immediately noticed deep scratches on his neck, and when he revealed his chest and back, he discovered more scratches. For the chief, these scratches indicated that he found the killer. The man was taken to the police station, and before interrogating him, the chief approached him, taking out the red lighter found among the debris. The man looked at the lighter. The chief observed his reaction. The man confessed to killing Linda, describing how he strangled and raped her. He admitted that he loved her and wanted to reconcile, but she rejected him, saying he had become poor. After strangling and raping her, He wanted to erase all traces of his presence in the house by setting it on fire. He had a bottle of alcohol with him, emptied it, and ignited the fire with the red lighter, the one he hadn't noticed falling from him. He was presented to court on charges of rape, murder, and intentional arson.
Stay tuned for a new story. We'll be with you.